Why do the Hobbit movies look like plastic? One of the reasons is the combination of high resolution, high frame rate, and 3D cameras. Film grain helps with the cinematic feel, while high resolution doesn't hide any imperfection, making decors look like decors. The higher frame rate gives it a more soap opera look. Again, too real looking, which oddly makes it look fake. They also had to exaggerate things like lighting and makeup colors because of the 3D cameras, which didn't pick up as much light and color as normal cameras. Far less of the filming was done outdoors, so the lighting is artificial. The de-aging of the actors also makes them look smooth in a way that's off-putting. The answer is CGI and color grading. They also filmed it with a fancy, expensive camera that has two lenses because it was made for 3D from ground up rather than 3D being added in post. They probably ran entire scenes through a color filter to adjust for uniformity of real-life scenes mixed with CGI, and the lighting in general took a hit during the process. Adding to the comments, but I also think it has to do with the crazy high frame rate. Everything looks incredibly smooth, and we just aren't used to seeing movies look that way. What others have said, plus the schedule was much more rushed compared to Lord of the Rings. So the props and costumes weren't as thoroughly produced. Are they Barbie girls in a Barbie world? I blame that director guy. What was his name? Whatever. They should have gotten that Peter Jackson guy to do it. Made Lord of the Rings. Very good director, unlike that other guy. The overuse of CGI dated it almost immediately. Shot in digital versus 35mm film. Different frame rate also, so it naturally had that smooth motion setting on your TV look. Peter Jackson. I would recommend the M4 fan edit of the movie if you haven't already seen it. It takes Jackson's George Lucas turd and somehow makes into a much more enjoyable and watchable story. Visually restored in the vein of Lord of the Rings, and as much of the Jackson jerk-off material removed as possible. Ah, that good ol' 80s soft porn haze, rolling on the floor laughing. Because of Peter Jackson and the choices he made. Because the expected payoff justified the expense for more CGI and they ran with it. More CGI and less practical effects. Was there not something at the time about at least the first part being shot in a higher frame rate, which made it look more like TV than a movie? They're total dog shit. Because your TV sucks. Because Guillermo del Toro wanted it to look a certain way, and by the time Peter Jackson was brought in there was too much already done to start over. This is also the answer for everything else. Beside the CGI, the Hobbit movies also doesn't have weight. For example, in The Lord of the Rings in Moria, when the Fellowship run down the stairs and the stairs started to collapse, you feel the weight and the character need to act very carefully in order to survive. In The Hobbit, in contrast, in Goblin Town the group falls down 100 meters and they shake it off like nothing has happened. The color grading is so horrible. The Hobbit looks fine. WDYM? Circle? I don't remember how they looked. I still haven't seen any of the Hobbit movies, and for pretty much the reason you're stating, they look off-putting. The lighting, the CGI. They might as well have just animated the whole thing, and I'd probably be more interested in that because I love the stories. I love how people are inventing the dumbest reasons to fit the narrative. Plastic, 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 my precious.